So usually they're fighting for that spot.
Right, he was one that.
Please be honored to show us anything. We sit in our original draft. We also our signature. I know. It's pretty funny. I know. I don't know, Tom.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, we'll step on up here. Step right up.
All right.
You do it. Come on, you're yelling to get up here. At least you should be all in the shot.
Very good.
All right, you take one end of the deal. Okay. Ready? Come on, Ed, step up here. Come on, Ed. Just give it the count of 3 and yank it off of there.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Wow.
That 6th season is now definitely out. All right, this for Baltimore, this is pretty much immortality, you know. Grandma's ain't got shit on it. Very cool. We're very glad that Bob Kostroff is with us. Yes.
Clarke Peters, Lester Freeman.
Great. And when I travel out of town, people, and I say I'm from Baltimore, people always say, oh, is Baltimore like The Wire? What would you say if you were asked that question?
I would say, yes, Baltimore is a little bit like The Wire, but what you see in the underbelly of Baltimore is as well a wonderful culture of arts, music, an intellectual haven for discussion. It's a city that's in transformation. The harbor is a wonderful place to visit with restaurants, clubs. Charles Village is a place that is being developed at this point in time. Lots of students around and good food.
Now, Mike, how do you feel about being here at the premiere of the 5th season, and you're going to go in and watch this first episode?
We have a lot of anticipation about it. It's really our best season ever, and I'm very excited about it.
And what role did you play?
I play Maury Levy. I'm the lawyer for the gang. I represent all the bad guys, and it's been fun. I've been playing a sleazy, horrible man for 5 seasons, and I've had the time of my life.
And what are you doing now? Are you going to another role?
Yes, I'm about to do The Odd Couple with Jason Alexander and Martin Short, and a Disney series called Sketchpad. I'm doing comedy now again, which is nice. I've missed it, being a serious lawyer for a while.
Well, now, is this, with respect to The Wire, were you in 1 season of shows?
I was in all 5 seasons.
All 5 seasons?
Yeah.
So, what did you think of Baltimore?
I have come to love Baltimore. First of all, I live in LA, and it's really nice being in a town that's not all about show business. You know, people with real jobs that go to work. And Baltimore has been so welcoming to our show. For me, what's most gratifying is that the people I meet tell me that the show is real, that it reflects your city accurately.
So you're a guy that does TV, cable, and also stage work.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
And did you come out of the stage? Is that where you got
I started
your first
in
training?
the theater, and in fact, while shooting The Wire, I toured with the producers for a year and with Les Miserables for a year, and just flew back to film The Wire on my days off.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun,
and
it sounds like you've been having a very productive career, and I want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
My name is Deirdre Lovejoy.
And you play?
I play Rhonda Perlman.
Tell me about the 5th season.
Well, the 5th season is kind of it's kind of a gorgeous final weaving together of all of the other characters, and David focuses, his lens is the media, his lens is on the media, newspaper particularly, but you know, other media can follow suit, and it's a world he knows really well. You know, he was a crime reporter for the Baltimore Sun for 13 years, and I really think this season is very, you know, last season was heartbreaking, but this season is very special in terms of his intimate knowledge of that arena, and I never thought he could top the previous 2 seasons, which, you know, I loved, and I never thought he could wrap you know, because the cast is so, you know, huge. I never thought he would find a way to tie things together. You know, not necessarily in a neat bow, but he really manages to lead the story, and it's the end of a beautiful novel, and that's what this is. It's a novel.
All right. So how do you feel about the 7 episodes that leaked on the internet?
Well, you know, you can't knock anybody's hustle, and it just shows. You know, the first 2 seasons, you wasn't hearing about the leak. So now we realize and understand, and HBO understands, we got a hot show, and when people really want something, they're gonna get it. I mean, that's what The Wire's all about.
Right. What's life after The Wire for you?
Well, you know, hopefully no drugs in 08. That's what I'm looking for. I got a movie coming out with Josh Hartnett in Sundance called August. You know, I'm doing the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Right now I'm holding the picket sign. We ain't doing nothing in LA.
Don't you work a lot with the dude from Print in Brooklyn? You want to put out that movie?
Yeah, in Brooklyn, that was Mad Matthews.
Exactly.
Mad Matthews is my boy. That's my Brooklyn fam. He's doing a great job with him. All I gotta do is wait for him to write another one. Whatever he writes, I'll do.
All right, that's what's up, man.
I ain't no doubt.
My name's Clarke Johnson, and I directed the pilot of The Wire and the first couple and the very, very last one. And I also played Gus Haynes, city editor of the Baltimore Sun this season.
When I travel, tell people I'm from Baltimore, they're like, oh, is it like The Wire? What do you say to that question, and how do you dispel that myth?
I tell people, don't believe us. Don't believe us. You got to come to the city and check it out for yourself. I did The Wire here, I did Homicide here, and we're always, you know, talking about the rough stuff, but that's drama. If we were going to do Desperate Housewives, we'd shoot it in Roland Park. But we love Baltimore, and I'm always going to be filming here, and I encourage people to come here and check it out. Not just the Inner Harbor, all the rest of the city. It's great.
What makes you love it so much?
The people, everybody's missing a finger or a tooth, you know. It's just a great town. The city that bleeds, breeds, needs, reads. It's just a good city.
So it's safe to say it's a city with texture.
A city with texture. I love that. Yeah, it is. And I'm from Philly, which is, you know, a sister city, you know, so just up the pike.
My name is Gbenga Akinnagbe. I play Chris Partlow. I've been on it for 3 seasons, which have spanned maybe 4 years, 4.5 years. Wow.
It's a little scary.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So when I travel, people always say, hey, is Baltimore like The Wire? What do you say to that? How do you dispel that?
Parts of it are worse than what you see on The Wire. But then there are parts of it that, you know, still very much, there's a lot of hope, and there's a lot of affluence. I mean, but yeah, Baltimore is like The Wire, and lots of it is worse. You know, like any big American city. You know, especially an American city that's, you know, parts of it just been abandoned. It's true.
I've seen what was done in the opening scene actually done in real life. So, except the guy was drunk and he had a colander on his head.
Well, how accurate is the show portraying Baltimore?
Oh, extremely. Unfortunately. It's probably the most accurate portrayal you'll ever see of it. Dystopia, as David calls it.
What do you think when you watch the show?
You know, I think it's good. I think everyone should watch it around the country. I think it's just, you know, a lot of Rust Belt cities that suffer from things we do, and I just think it's an important message, and I think it's a great message, and the way it's portrayed, I think, is pretty powerful.
Now the mayor said she didn't think it was very accurate.
Well, that's her opinion. I mean, I see it differently. I've worked in those alleys, and I know what this place is like. And I think it's extremely accurate, and I think that's, you know, they should just be a little more honest about it and just say, look, this is how we are, this is the way we live. We need to fix it.
All right, great. Thank you.
No problem.
I actually interviewed you back.
Ed, let me ask you a question.
I worked at WMDT in Salzburg.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Back in Ocean City.
It's Bill Hughes, Ed. How do you feel about the show ending?
Well, a little sad about that. It's kind of bittersweet. You know, it's kind of sad the show's ending on its own. But then, of course, you make friends with all these guys, and the cast members are my buddies now. So after 6-7 years together, you know, I may never see some of these folks again. It's a little bittersweet.
Now the radio show's doing good for you.
It's going very well, yeah.
And but are there any other acting gigs coming up?
I've gotten some offers to read for other parts as a result of this show. So who knows? Right now I'm a radio host, but maybe there'll be more acting. Who knows?
Okay, thanks a lot, Ed.
No problem.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks.